Hi, I'm Seher,
And I'm Shreya. Welcome to our show, Only Spoilers.
where I tell Shreya about a book I've read or a movie that I've watched. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about A Code of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Are you going to read it, Shreya?
Definitely not.
Then let me tell you all about it.
Okay.
A quick disclaimer before we begin. Please keep in mind that some details may be left out or dramatized since this is a retelling of the story and there's a lot to cover.
Okay, so before we begin this new book, let's recap what's happened in the last book.
Yeah.
So to my understanding, Feyre was in the arena. She was performing all these challenges and everything, and then solved the riddle. I thought she solved it.
She did. But before she solved the riddle, she finished all the tasks.
Right. She
Yeah.
did all the tasks.
Yeah.
She solved the riddle. Whatever happened and everything. She died. The bitch died.
Yeah.
Because the other bitch killed her. Amarantha did.
Yeah.
And but then she came back to life because everyone gave her their a piece of their magical powers.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
High Lords did.
Okay. And then they went night back home.
Yeah.
So she went home with Tamlin though. Okay.
The High Lord she loves.
Okay, the one she loves. the one she did all these tasks and all this for.
The one she died for.
The one she died for. Yeah, I forgot that she died.
She did.
And she came back to life. She didn't have to, but...
Yeah. Reese convinced them to bring her back.
Oh,
because he was like, this human did so much for us. The least you can do is bring her back.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
And then, so, just location-wise, Tamlin and Feyre are still in Spring Court?
Yeah, they go back to the Spring Court.
Okay.
Back to Tamlin's house.
Does Tamlin have his powers back?
Oh yeah, everybody has their powers back. Tamlin's mask is off. You can see his whole pretty face, green eyes, blonde hair.
Oh, okay.
And Feyre realizes that, so if this was a normal lifespan, he is 20-something years old.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, everybody's power is back. The curse is broken. Everybody goes home to live happily ever after.
Okay. And then all the people are back in Spring Court too.
Yeah.
Before they were all in under the mountain, right?
Yeah, they were all in hiding. They left Spring Court. Some of them were under Amarantha's this thing, yeah.
Okay. So Tamlin has power and following again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody in his court is back. He is completely powerful again.
What about Lucien?
Lucien also comes home with Tamlin because he left his own home and he's Tamlin's best friend. So he's like, I live here now.
Okay.
And he's the Spring Court's emissary.
Oh, okay.
Right? The spokesperson for Tamlin.
Yeah.
He does his talking and bargaining and things like that.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're ready. Wait, where's Reese? He
went home too.
Oh, okay, right.
He went back to Night Court.
Yeah. And Amarantha?
Amarantha is dead.
Oh, right.
Tamlin killed her. He put a sword through her head.
Oh.
And ripped her head off.
Okay.
Yes, she's gone.
She's gone.
Okay,
nice.
Yeah.
So her story ended literally.
She's done with. Yes.
Okay.
Her story literally ended.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking forward to hearing what's next.
Yeah. So Feyre and Tamlin are back in the Spring Court, and she's waking up with nightmares every night. She's literally puking her guts out because the trauma of killing two fairies, dying herself, and whatever happened to her under the mountain is just, she's not able to deal with it. She's traumatized.
Yeah.
And every night she wakes up sweating, dreaming that Amarantha is back. She's killing Tamlin. And she goes, she's speaking her guts out. And Tamlin is sleeping soundly beside her. Some nights he doesn't even realize she's having nightmares, but some nights he himself is having such bad nightmares that he, instead of staying in his the human form, he sleeps at the door of their bedroom in his beast form to protect Feyre, because they're both completely destroyed with whatever happened. He was under trap for 50 years. Feyre, being a human, did so much and died for it, and she's just, internalizing everything. She's like, even though I have an immortal body, my heart is still human, my soul still feels human. I don't deserve to be here because I killed 2 innocent people to save so many people.
Yeah.
What did I do to deserve this? So she's struggling with that. Tamlin is struggling with his own things of rebuilding his court. All the people are back, but whatever creatures were left behind from Amarantha's rule, they're still roaming free. They're still terrorizing Tamlin's court and other courts. So they're still hunting down the Naga, the dog type creatures that we met in the first book.
Yeah.
They're still hunting them down. Lucian is also, helping rebuilding everything. The only thing is like, now that Feyre is immortal, she can protect herself to a certain level because she's stronger. She also wants to help rebuild the Spring Court, but Tamlin doesn't want her to help. He's like, you have done enough. I wasn't there to protect you, but now you just sit at home, relax, do whatever, but I want to protect you now. But she is like, I can't just sit at home and do nothing.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you have to plan the wedding.
What?
So Tamlin and Feyre are getting married.
Oh, okay.
It's been 3 months since Under the Mountain, 3 months since Amarantha has died.
When did he propose?
Somewhere between the 3 months. They decided that they're going to get married. There was no proposal or anything.
Right, because he was too busy sitting like a dud on his throne and not doing anything. That's why I'm asking, when did he propose?
Yeah, I don't
Probably
know.
never.
Probably never.
Oh, and it wasn't even his idea to...
But she has a ring, though.
I don't care. I don't care about the ring. The ring means nothing. It was Rhysand's idea to, resurrect this bitch.
Yeah.
Tamlin didn't do anything. So when did he propose?
We don't know.
Stupid.
Yeah.
I hate him.
Yeah.
He's just assuming that they're going to get married because what she gave.
What's the next best thing, right? Like, his power is back.
What is he going to say? Till death do us part?
Yeah.
She
literally.
died and you did nothing. Anyways. And he wants her to plan the wedding?
Yeah, so she's planning the wedding with the high priestess that's a part of the Spring Court. So Prithian has 7 high lords, but they also have temples, and 12 high priestesses rule those temples. So they are the ones who advise the high lords on how to keep the people happy, what rituals to conduct for keeping the magic happy and whatever. So Tamlin has one of those high priestesses in the Spring Court. Her name is Ianthe. And Ianthe is trying to be best friends with Feyre. It's like, oh, don't worry about anything. I've got this under control. I'm going to help you plan the whole wedding. I'll teach you how to be a high lady and how to talk, how to conduct yourself, how to be a good support for Tamlin since he's the High Lord. So they're just, training her to be the trophy wife.
Who is she to Tamlin?
Just her advisor. She's a high priest. She's a priestess.
You know what this reminds me of? Have you ever watched Cinderella 2?
No.
Okay. Basically, there's like the lady, she has no royal status. She's just like a helper, but she helps Cinderella like put books on her head and like walk with poise and stuff, pick out napkins and everything.
Yeah.
Like ivory versus cream.
Exactly.
Like, pick which one. And Cinderella's like, the cream one. She's like, wrong. Wrong.
That is exactly Ianthe.
It's ivory. You should know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ianthe is training Feyre with like, oh, the bouquet, the flowers are gonna be like this.
Yeah.
And your dress. So Ianthe has picked a really poofy, white, ugly dress for Feyre. Feyre hates it. She's like, what the hell is this? She's like, no, this is what, this is our culture, this is our tradition, gods will bless you. And then she's asking Feyre, like, what kind of roses or like what kind of flowers do you want? Feyre's like, anything but red. So Feyre is triggered by the color red because it reminds her of the blood that's on her hand from killing the fairies, and Amarantha's hair was red.
Oh.
So anytime she sees red, she's triggered. She's right back in the panic mode of like, oh my god, this is happening. The walls are closing in on me.
If she hates red so much, she should she should leave Tamlin because he's a red flag. But I guess she just hates the color if she sees it.
Yeah.
She doesn't see it. Anyways.
So Ianthe is like, okay, so this and this. There's gonna be dinners and parties before the wedding. I'm gonna help you through everything. But all Feyre, and then while Ianthe is talking, Feyre in her mind is like, I don't care about any of this. I don't deserve to be here. Again, like she's depressed, she's traumatized, she's internalizing everything, and she's like, you do whatever you want to. I don't care. I'm just gonna go back to sleep. So she's sleeping a lot, not eating well. Tamlin is out there doing whatever, trying to save his land and everything, right? Then one day Lucian is going to a nearby village to help them rebuild, and Feyre is adamant. She's like, I am coming with you. No matter what you guys say, I am gonna go with you because I can't sit in this home all day long doing nothing. And then so finally Tamlin's like, okay, fine, let's go. Then she talks to him, and she asks him, how are you doing? Because he also went through a lot, right? Every task that Feyre was given, Lucian was the one who was the bait, or like, if you lose this, he's gonna die kind of thing. So he also has his own things to go through, and Feyre wants to talk to him, see how he's doing, but Lucian doesn't want to talk. He's like, I'm fine, you don't have to worry about me. And then Feyre is like, why don't you help me talk to Tamlin to let me do things like that? And Lucian is like, no, his word is the law. You have to, we can't show disagreement because we're rebuilding, and like we have to show that we are a united front. Only then our people will feel safe under Tamlin again, and they'll come back to us.
Wait, so I thought Tamlin and Lucian are like friends in a sense that they're at the same level, but
No.
it sounds like Lucian reports to Tamlin.
Because Tamlin is the High Lord and Lucian works under him.
Right, but I thought like as if they're friends and if they're close, that he wouldn't be scared to talk to Tamlin and tell him things like this, but clearly there is
they're friends only in it's just a hollow word, because Lucian still follows him, like, I have to follow whatever Tamlin says. I have to blindly follow him. I can't object him or correct him or anything.
Then no.
And then Feyre is obviously struggling with that. She's like, but this is not okay. Even though she doesn't know any better, but she still knows that this is not the way to do it. So they go to that village. People are rebuilding houses and the town square and everything. And as soon as Lucian and Feyre reach the village, everybody stops working, and they're like, oh, so all the people, they call Feyre the curse breaker.
Okay.
They've given her a name.
Okay.
And then they start saying thank you to her, and like, thank you so much for saving us. You're our savior. God bless the curse breaker. And all of this is just sending her right back to the trauma. She's like, oh my God, I don't deserve this. I killed those two innocent people. They don't know the blood on my hand. I don't deserve this love. I don't deserve this respect. And then the villagers just send them back. They're like, please go, enjoy your life. We are okay here. And then Lucian is like, see, I told you so. Nobody wants your help. Just stay at home. Don't try to do too much. You're unnecessarily creating problems between you, me, and Tamlin. And then Feyre is like, but how is this fair? I can't just sit around, talking to people and planning my wedding. That's not just my purpose. I did something, and I want to do more. But nobody listens to her.
Oh my God.
So all of this happens. Then comes the wedding day.
Oh, okay.
And Feyre is dreading it.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
She is like, oh my God, you do remember Alice, the one who helps Feyre get ready and everything, who's like her personal maid? She's like, why do you look like you're going to a funeral? That's how upset and depressed Feyre is on her wedding day.
No. What does her dress look like?
Imagine a white poofy gown with like huge shoulder poofs and like lace and just ugly. Just imagine the ugliest white gown you've ever seen in your life, with white satin gloves and all of that.
Whose idea was this? Alice?
Ianthe.
Oh my God.
The fucking priestess.
Of course it is.
Exactly.
This happened to Cinderella too. It did.
We don't know. Maybe Anthe was inspired by that character.
I think so because the traditional dress that Cinderella was in, it was like what is that cage that they wear?
The underskirt,
the hoop thing, and then like really tight
corset
bodysuit and everything. Like literally, she had to kick her and like pull it back. All of that. Okay, yeah, maybe she did. Maybe she watched Cinderella too, because this is exactly what happened. I'm getting triggered right now because that was the ugliest dress I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But okay.
So Feyre gets ready. She goes down to the garden where the wedding is set up, right? And she walks out, and there's like 200 people invited to the wedding, and she knows nobody, and she is like, oh my god, the walls are closing in, this is reminding me of Under the Mountain, everybody watching me. And then the aisle that she's supposed to walk in is covered in red rose petals.
Shut up, are you joking?
I wish I was joking.
Were no notes taken? Why'd she do that? What's her name?
Ayante. Because we can just call her the bitch.
Yeah, the bitch. I mean, it seems like there's gonna be a lot, but like that bitch, is she old?
No, she's very young, very pretty, blonde, and
is she secretly in love with Tamlin?
With Lucien. Yeah, she knows she can't touch Tamlin because of Feyre in the picture, but the priestesses, they set up themselves in High Lord's courts in the way that they don't ever marry someone, but they are allowed to reproduce. So they try to, position themselves with powerful, wealthy people, so their offsprings are also like powerful and like they have a better position in society. So Ayanthe is after Lucien because Lucien is the son of a High Lord.
Yeah, but like, why does she have to ruin this wedding to get his?
It's a power play, right? It's a power play that she wants to be in a powerful position in Tamlin's court, and Tamlin blindly trusts Ayanthe. Like, he's like, whatever she says goes because she knows better.
Oh my god.
She's a priestess. She's here to guide us. So Feyre, you don't know anything. You have to listen to her.
What bitch? See, I know there's more bitches.
Again, like Tamlin he wasn't involved in the planning of this wedding at all. He could care less. He's like, it's your business. You do whatever. I'll see you at the aisle because I have to deal with the other stuff that's going on in my court.
That's crazy. This poor girl.
Yeah.
Did she walk down the aisle?
So she's walking, and in her mind, she's like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And she pauses, and everybody's just staring at her. Tamlin is like, he offers her a hand, and he's like, Feyre, like, come up. Like, what are you waiting? And in her mind, she's like, no, somebody save me. And like, I can't do this. Get me out of here. I cannot do this. And then you hear a huge thunder. Everybody starts screaming, leaving. She turns around. Rhys is standing there, and he's like, hello, Feyre, darling.
Yay! I object to the wedding. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, what an entrance. What an entrance.
Yeah.
Did he blow away all the red petals?
No, not really.
I wish he did.
So Feyre turns around and she's like, what the hell are you doing here? And he's like, I'm
Feyre,
here.
That's not how you talk to your future lover.
Bro,
where are your manners?
She's gonna marry Tamlin.
Okay, but still, like, she shouldn't. She shouldn't. Okay, but anyways.
Yeah. So Feyre is like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, go away. Tamlin is getting angry. Like, Rhys, this is not the time. And he's like, oh, I thought, the wedding might have been over by now. And then they're like, no. And then he's like, it looks like it. Your priestess is gone. So Anthe has fled the scene. She is nowhere to be found.
Because it scared her?
Yeah, because she's scared of Rhys for some reason. And Feyre's like, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm here to collect you for the week that you're supposed to spend with me. Wasn't the 3 months I was away, I didn't call or come to see you, wasn't enough time away from me. You're coming with me right now.
Oh my god.
So Tamlin is angry. He's like, no, not right now. Anytime later. I'll give you anything. Break this bargain right now. And Rhysand is like, this, it doesn't work like that. You know that. Just shut the fuck up. And she's coming with me. So he takes Feyre. And then
Yay.
Tamlin is like, don't worry. I'll find a way to get you out of this bargain. And don't you dare do anything to her. Don't you dare touch her. And then
It's like,
they
okay,
vanish.
babe, okay. Come on, Rhys, let's go. Faster. Dude, what are you doing? Stop talking. Let's go.
Yeah. So
So he's left at the aisle.
He's left at that. I mean, she wanted it. She was screaming for it in her head. She's like, I don't want to do it.
Did he show up? I mean, I know she has the tattoo and everything. Was that like the signal?
Yeah, he could read her mind.
He could sense it,
He could sense it. Like she was screaming it down his mind that, somebody save me, somebody get me out of here.
Yeah.
So Feyre is taken to the Night Court. And now Night Court and Rhysand, they are rumored to be very cruel people. Amarantha's Under the Mountain Court was a replica of what Rhysand's court is supposed to look like.
Oh.
So his territory, his court is also under a huge mountain, which is like a sacred mountain for them. And Amarantha visited it. She saw all the other High Lords' courts, and then she replicated hers based on Rhysand's. So Feyre is terrified. She's like, oh my God, I'm going to be taken under another mountain. He's going to torture me. He's going to put me in a cell because of his reputation that precedes him, that he's, a very cruel, evil person. But so how they travel in this world, if you're powerful enough, do you know how people apparate in Harry Potter from one place to another? It's the same way. They call it winnowing in this world.
Okay.
So you just, from one point to another, you teleport.
Okay.
So he winnows her to a huge open castle kind of place where it's like very long beams, and like it's a house built atop a mountain, and like there are no doors or windows. It's like open arches and everything, and it's a dead of the winter, but you can't feel the cold. You can see the snow blowing outside, but the house is enchanted to be warm, and like there's lace curtains blowing in the wind. It's really beautiful. It's made of white marble and stuff, and like and then Feyre is terrified. She's like, oh my God, he's gonna take me to my cell. And then Rhysand is like, aren't you gonna say Rhysand is like, oh, you're welcome. She's like, what for? You just ruined my wedding. He's like, but didn't you ask me to? She's like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like, I heard you asking somebody to rescue you. That's why I came. And she's like, no, get out of my head. You can't be snooping in my head. And he's like, that's not how it works. The bargain between us is like a bridge between our minds. And your brain or your mind is unshielded. So it's like you are practically standing on that bridge screaming things at me.
Yeah.
How has Tamlin never asked you about the nightmares? I wake up watching you puke every single night because you are so terrified. All that terror is being thrown to my head. So every night Feyre is waking up puking, so is Rhysand, because he sees it all in his head.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then Feyre obviously doesn't like him saying all of this, so she throws her shoe at him. And like his back is turned towards her, he's walking away, and then she gets so angry, she takes her shoe and he throws it at her at Rhysand's head. And then he's so surprised and angry, like, how the hell did you do that? Like, how are you so quick and stronger than me? I am a High Lord. Nobody can, take me by surprise. How did you do that? What else can you do? So he's like, I know you're more powerful than you're supposed to. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just want to go to my room or like my cell, wherever I'm supposed to stay and rest. I want to forget about this day. So he's like, I know you think I'm a monster, but I'm not. You're a guest in my house, and you can go wherever you want for the 1 week you're going to be spending here. And just go down that hallway, the first left or right, whatever, that is your room. She's like, room, not cell? He's like, no. You will get a room. You're my guest. So just go sleep. I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed as well.
Yeah.
So she goes to her room. It's a huge room, huge bed, huge bathroom and everything. Like the most luxurious room you could, imagine. So she goes to bed, or I should say cries herself to sleep, because she obviously didn't want to get married, but she also didn't want to leave Tamlin because, they're all hurt. Nobody wants to talk about their feelings and all of that.
Roll my eyes.
Okay.
Whatever.
So the next day, Feyre wakes up because Rhys has invited her to breakfast. So the two maids, the two shadow women who were helping her get ready in the first book under the mountain, they're the same people. Like they're basically Rhysand servants. So they come in the morning, wake Feyre up, get her ready for breakfast, and then Rhysand is just sitting at a table. They eat, and then a blonde woman walks in, and then she's just giving shit to Rhysand. It's like, um, she says something, and then Reese is like, "We'll talk about it later." She says that, "Oh, Azriel and Cassian are waiting for you," and at she starts to say something like where they're waiting, and Rhysand is like, "Stop talking. We'll talk about this later," and just ends that conversation there. And then he introduces Feyre to this woman. So this woman is called Morrigan or Moore, and she is Rhysand's cousin. So and then Feyre is surprised to see them, like, you guys don't look alike at all. Like, how are you related? They're like, and Rhysand is like, oh, we are very distant cousins. So she rules over my court, even though I am the High Lord of the Night Court. But Moore is the one who sees, like, looks up after my people and all of that. So they get introduced. Moore is very happy. He's like, oh my God, you're going to be my new best friend. I'm so excited to meet you and all of that. Right. And then Feyre is like, you weren't under the mountain. Where were you? Like, for the last 50 years, how did you stay safe? And then Reese is like, oh, she was here. I mean, she was here. They don't tell her where she was or how she was saved from Amarantha's, how Amarantha wasn't able to capture Moore as well. All of that. So then Reese is like, Moore, we have to go. We have things to do. So Rhysand is like, in this week that you're staying with me, I don't want you to just, while around, mope around and cry yourself to sleep. I want you to learn how to read. Because she still doesn't know how to read. Yeah. And then Feyre is like, why the hell do you care? You're the High Lord. Don't you have other important things to do? He's like, I do, but I also need your help with something, and I will only tell you the more details later on. But right now, just, you have to learn how to read and shield your mind. Because if you are going to be Tamlin's wife, you are supposed to be meeting other people in his court, giving out speeches, writing correspondence, thank you notes for your wedding and all of that. How are you going to do that when you don't know how to read? So he's like, just humor me, right? I'm bored, just humor me, just learn how to read.
I challenge you.
Yeah.
And just take the challenge.
Just learn from me. So he's teaching her, and Feyre is like, get a tutor to do it. And then he's like, oh, it's my entertainment, I want to do it. So the first sentence he gives her to copy is, you look absolutely delicious, Feyre. And then she's like, what the hell is wrong with you, Rhysand? Like, why are you so childish? And he's like, I have my own ways to entertain myself, right? So he asks her to copy that and read a bunch of other stuff. And then after an hour, when she's like copied the sentence a bunch of times, learned how to shield her mind, he's like, come with me, I want to show you something. So he takes her to a room where there's like a huge map of Prithian, and like you can see all the territories, all the courts, where they are, what they are, except for the Night Court. Like he's hidden it, like he's obscured it. He's like, I don't want you to see it right now because you're still my enemy's bride. So I don't know if I can trust you that much right now, but tell me what you see. She's like, so she looks at it, she sees the wall, the human world and the magic world divided, and she's like, I see a world divided. And she's like, and then Reese is like, what do you think will happen if the wall comes down, somebody was to take the wall down? She's like, my people are going to be the first people to die because they live right there against the wall. But she's like, but that's not going to happen, right? Amarantha is gone. So she asks Rhysand, like, do you think there's going to be a war? And then Rhysand is like, Amarantha wasn't our biggest enemy. She was like the first line of defense. Our biggest enemy is still the King of Highburn, who is definitely going to wage war on us, and because he wants all the humans back as slaves. So Rhysand is like, and then Feyre is like, but what do you need me for? Like, how am I going to help in any of this? And Rhysand is like, has Tamlin never observed how powerful you are. Like you got a life, a small piece of life from 7 High Lords. You are way more stronger than you're supposed to be for an immortal. You were able to throw a shoe at me without me seeing it, and that's something that Tamlin should have already observed. And we don't know what other powers you've gotten from us 7 High Lords, but you definitely have potential. So I need your help, but I will tell you more about it later. But right now, just, trust me and just, first of all, learn how to read. So she's like, fine, whatever. And then the rest of the week, he gives her like a small piece of paper and gives her a few sentences to copy, and so that she can practice writing and like practice putting up shields around her mind.
Yeah.
And the sentences he gives her, he's like, Rhysand is the most handsome High Lord. Rhysand is the most delightful High Lord. Rhysand is the most cunning High Lord, and all of that. Like he's flirting with her,
Yeah.
right? And she's angry at him. It's like, what the fuck? What a prick! She calls him a prick.
Oh,
the
I
whole
love that. I love it.
So when a week is over, she's like, take me home. I don't want to spend another second here. I want to go home. So he's like, okay, good morning to you
Country
as well.
road. No, she shouldn't. Why does she want to go home? She's
Because-
having fun. She's learning so much. What's she gonna do when she goes home? Plan another wedding? Continue the wedding?
Yeah, she hates Tamlin. She hates Rhysand.
She shouldn't.
So she wants to go back home
Girl,
to the one who loves.
Open your eyes. You just said you hate red. Why are you going to the red?
Yeah.
Stupid.
So Rhysand is like, how about you start with please and good morning, and then I'll think about taking you home. And she's like, good morning, Rhysand. He's like, good morning, sit and eat breakfast, then we'll go.
Oh my god. He's so oh my god. He's so hubby.
Mm-hmm. And then he's like, do they not feed you at the spring court? Because she's like depressed and she's lost a bunch of weight. She looks very thin and like there's dark circles under her eyes and stuff. And she's like, mind your own damn business. Like she's not going to talk about it with him, especially.
Do they feed her?
Oh yeah, Rhysand is all about nourishing her.
Not.
They do, but she doesn't
eat it
because, I mean, when you're depressed, you don't want to eat.
It's interesting that she wants to eat with Rhysand there and not like when she's home with Tamlin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, okay.
So they're eating breakfast, and then Morse comes, and then she's like, did you hear about the attack on the temple? So there was a temple in Night Court near there, and then she's like, yeah, all the priestesses were killed, and they stole something. I don't know what they were looking for. And then Rhys is like, does Azriel know about it? We don't know who Azriel is. Feyre's like, I don't know who these people are, what they're talking about, but I'm surprised they're talking about it in front of me. So they clearly don't want to keep it a secret because I'm going to go home and tell Tamlin everything, right? So Mor tells him this thing that, a temple was attacked, all the priestesses killed, and they stole something. And then Rhysand takes her back home to the spring court. And Tamlin is waiting.
Wait, I have a question. So, like the relationship that Rhysand and Feyre have, is it only one way where he can access her thoughts? Can she not do the same thing for him?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because Rhysand's power among everything else, like he can shapeshift. His biggest power is he can read other people's mind. He can get into other people's mind.
So he can do it. She can't.
She can't.
Okay.
He can do it.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I'm like, well, technically she can enter his mind too.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So Rhysand takes her back home to Tamlin. Tamlin is angry again. And then Rhysand leaves. And then he's like, oh, I'm so glad. Did he touch you? Did he torture you? Are you okay? And she's like, I am fine. Let's just, go inside and talk. And he's like, no, we have to talk about what you saw, who you talked to. Tell me everything about the Night Court. So Tamlin just wants information from her.
Oh my God.
And she's like, no, let's just spend some time together. He's like, no, I don't want you to forget because I don't know what Rhys did with your mind. And she's like, he didn't do anything. My mind is safe. Just trust me. So he takes her to like a conference room where Lucien is there.
A conference room?
Yeah.
Dude, Go take her to your bedroom.
Yeah, that's where she wants to go, but Tamlin doesn't.
Oh my god. Ugh. I hate this. Anyways, fine. The conference room with fluorescent lighting.
Mm-hmm. But so Lucian and Tamlin are like, oh, tell us everything about his court and this and this. And she's like, I just stayed at one of the house. I didn't go anywhere. He didn't touch him. He didn't do anything. I don't want to talk about this right now. And then she says, Rhysand thinks I might have powers. So I want to train and become stronger. And Lucian and Tamlin are immediately like, no, no way.
Oh my god.
And then Feyre's like, so you knew, so you suspected that I'm stronger than you guys, or I might have powers, but why won't you let me train? And then Lucian is like, oh, if other people find out, if other High Lords find out you're stronger, they might want to kill you. And if they think you stole some power from them, they might want to kill you for it because they would want their power back. Or they would think that we are training you as a weapon to, encroach in their properties or something like that. So Feyre is like, but how does that make sense? Let me be stronger so I can protect my own self so I'm not a burden on you too. And they just shut it all down. And then she's like, oh my God, these, again, but lost battle. She gives up, goes back to her room and everything. Yeah. Then a few days later, there's this another ritual, or like it's called the tithe, the day of collecting taxes from everybody in the spring court. So every single person who lives and works in the spring court, they have to come to Tamlin and give him a tax of like, thank you for protecting us, thank you for keeping us safe and all of that. So all these people are there. Again, Tamlin is sitting on his throne. Feyre is just sitting beside him as a necessary, or like a trophy wife, an arm candy. Yeah. And Ianthe is, advising him, whatever, feeding things in his ears. And then Lucian is making a list of who came, who didn't, who paid what, right? Mm-hmm. And this is just so boring. Like, Feyre has no interest in any of this. Like, she doesn't even understand the point of all of this.
Yeah, it's a total yawn fest.
Exactly. So one of the creatures, they're called water wraiths. So they're like mermaid, siren-esque water people who are like, they live in lakes and ponds and stuff, and like they feed on fish and people if you were to go into their water, but they're also like, again, magical creatures, right? So one of these water wraiths comes up to Tamlin and she's like, my pond doesn't have any fish, like my family is starving, I have nothing to give to you. Mm-hmm. Please forgive my tax. Mm-hmm. And Tamlin is like, but you know the rules, if you don't pay right now, you will have to pay the double next time, or you will be killed.
Oh my gosh.
So
these are his rules?
His rules.
Well, his family's rules.
His family's rules. These rules have been followed for centuries. So he's like, I'm supposed to uphold, the rules that have worked for so long. I can't change too many things because then people will be too unstable and they'll run away. So his mentality is like, I have to hold the power.
What's the point of being a leader if you don't make any changes? You're just like, fine, you're a successor, you're doing your duties, but how you do it is up to you because you're a leader. Mm-hmm. Make a change if you don't like agree with it. Mm-hmm. And because you're like, you have power, these people will listen to you.
Yeah.
So no, this just sounds like excuses.
Yeah. So Feyre is visibly upset about it because she sees that this water wraith is starving. She knows how that feels like because she has been in that situation. So when the water wraith leaves, Feyre follows her outside the house and she asks her, like, how much are you supposed to pay him? Like, tell me, I will give you the money. She's like, no, you can't help me. It's against the rules. She's like, I don't care. Tell me how much you need. So Feyre gives her all the jewelry she's wearing because she doesn't care for it. It's like, I have so much, you have nothing. I want to help you. So she gives her all the earrings and the necklace and the rings and everything she was wearing. She gives it to the water wraith. She's like, go buy yourself fish, give him whatever you are owed, and then just live your happy life.
Yeah.
And then the water wraith is like, I owe you one. Like, thank you so much. I know you're going against the rules, but like, I owe you one.
Yeah.
And then Feyre goes back and tells Ianthe that I'm tired. I'm just gonna go up to my room, let me know when all of this is over.
Yeah.
And then Feyre doesn't wake up for lunch or dinner either. She wakes up in the middle of the night. Tamlin isn't in the bed beside her, so she goes looking for him. And oh no, she goes to dinner, and Lucian and Tamlin are upset because Feyre went against them, and Lucian is like, you can't do that, you can't disrespect or disobey Tamlin's word like that. It gives a wrong picture. It's gonna show people that we are weak, we are divided, all of that nonsense.
Lucian, sit your ass down.
Exactly.
Like, shut up.
And then and then Feyre is getting angry at him. She's like, why aren't you defending me?
Yeah.
And then Tamlin is like, just keep quiet. This is between me and Feyre. Like, I'll deal with it. And she gets so angry. She wants Tamlin to fight for her. And then without realizing, you remember how she could see herself through Rhysand's eyes because she beamed herself into his mind. She did that to Lucian. She was able to go into his mind and see things in his mind and see all of this from his eyes. And she freaks out. She, pulls her consciousness back to her mind, and she realizes that she can go into other people's mind. And then she's like, oh my god, I hope he didn't realize, because it's a bad thing, like you invading somebody's privacy. Yeah. And then she she leaves, goes to her room, because she's freaked out, like, oh my god, I have a little bit of Rhysand's power, I can go into other people's mind. And then so she's
I knew it. I knew it. You lied to me, right? Whatever, it's okay.
And then she's realizing, what if I have other people's powers too? But
we'll
see later on. So after the dinner, the fight and everything, she goes to Tamlin's study, and she's like, I'm sorry about it. And Tamlin is also apologizing, and I'm like, why are you apologizing, Feyre? You don't have to apologize, you were right.
Yeah.
But she just doesn't want to fight. She doesn't want bad blood between them. She just wants peace and happiness, because she doesn't have joy in her life.
This is so upsetting. So, what did Tamlin have to say?
So Tamlin is like, no, I'm also sorry. I should have understood. Like, I should also see things from your own perspective. But you have to understand, it's hard for me because these people are expecting me to uphold the rules and traditions that my father and my forefathers set. So, just give me some grace. They both apologize to each other. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I should never have said this. Blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, oh, I have a gift for you. So he pulls out like a box of new paints and paintbrushes and all of that. It's like, oh, I want you to start painting again, so you're happy. And then she sees the red paint.
I know. I was gonna say. I was like, did he put red paint?
He did, because this fucker doesn't know.
Yeah.
He'd never asked her anything. Like,
there's nothing.
You have heightened senses. Somebody wakes up from their sleep every night, goes and pukes their guts out, and how do you not know how you're sleeping through it?
And so why aren't you ignoring it? Yeah, like even when you wake up, you can tell if someone hasn't slept all night.
He's ignoring all of it. He's ignoring everything she's going through.
I have other things to deal with. I have a kingdom to run. You're not even doing that well.
No, he's not.
He's not. Oh my god. Yeah, I was gonna ask. I was like, don't tell me there's red paint.
Yeah, there is. So
I mean, I get it's a primary color.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
Yeah.
But no.
So again, like, she tries to talk to him, like, okay, fine, I understand, but you have to let me do this and do this, and like, because she's feeling suffocated. And Tamlin gets so angry. His power bursts out of him. And like the whole room is like it's like an explosion happened inside the room. All the tables and chairs are
rattling and shaking.
Oh, broken into splinters. The paint is against the wall, and like, but Feyre protects herself with like a shield around her, not just a mental shield, like a physical shield.
Oh, she does it herself.
Yeah,
out of instinct.
Out of instinct, to self-preservation. And then they're both shocked. They're like, oh my god. Feyre's like, I don't know how I did that. Tamlin is like, oh, I'm so sorry, but the only thing she can concentrate on is the red paint dripping against the wall.
Oh my god. I'm so disappointed in him. It's not disappointment. It's anger.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't scream into the mic. I'm internally screaming because if he had the power to just like shake the room, what if something hit her? If she didn't have the shield, what if something hit her? Then what was he gonna do? He'd like de-Hulk and suddenly be like, I'm so sorry, babe.
Exactly.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
Exactly.
sorry. You wanna paint?
Yeah.
You wanna paint a pretty flower?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ew. How's she not get the ick?
Because she's broken.
Well, it's not even, this isn't even an ick. This is just like wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, at least she has a shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Then, so the 3 weeks are over. It's for her to go back to
Did he apologize?
He did.
Okay.
He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. He hugged her, and then they leave the room. They ignore whatever happened in the
it's like
study.
Lucian, clean the shit up.
Yeah.
Like, okay, boss, whatever you say.
Yeah. So 3 weeks later, it's her turn to go back to the night court. Rhysand is again there to collect her, and Tamlin is like, again, the same thing. Leave her, I will give you anything you want. And Rhysand is like, there's nothing you can say that will work in your advantage. If I want, I can bargain more time with Feyre. So be thankful that I'm only asking for a week and get out of my way. And then he sees Feyre out of she's peeking out of her bedroom door because Rhysand, she's like, oh, what is happening? She was sleeping. And then Rhysand is like, are they not feeding you here? Look at yourself. You're a bag of bones. And then she's like, shut the fuck up. She goes back to her room, gets dressed. Rhysand takes her to the night court and she's like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. Rhysand is like, that's fine. I have a lot of other things to do. I'll be back by the end of this week. I'll keep sending you, things to read and write so that you can practice and just keep practicing your mental shields and stuff. And by this time, Feyre is, able to read books on her own. Like, she's slow, but she's learned enough to read and write that she can, while away her time. Mm-hmm. And by the end of the week, he takes her back home.
Okay. Wait, I have a question about the mental shield. So is it just to protect him from accessing her brain?
Anybody else. So he's not the only one with powers to go into other people's minds. There are other people like him all over the world. They're called the Diamati. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, it's just safer for you.
Okay.
No matter what. I don't want to, be in your brain. Yeah. And if she has her shields up, she's not gonna unwantedly shout things into his mind because he also wants his peace of mind, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So he just wants to look out for her. Mm-hmm. So then the week is over. Feyre goes back to Tamlin, and this time Lucian, some discussion is happening between Tamlin and Ianthe, and then Feyre overhears it, and Lucian walks into the room, and I think she gets angry. Ianthe and Tamlin are discussing Feyre because Tamlin is like, oh, I think we should let her train. Like, she's showing other people's powers as well. She is powerful. She has other abilities as well. And Ianthe is like, no, because if we let her harness her strengths, and if somebody else finds out, because she is so powerful, her offspring is also going to be that powerful. So somebody or other High Lords might steal her for breeding. So she's putting all of this in Tamlin's head that no, coddle her, don't let her show her powers and all of that because, it's a danger. What if they use her against you to weaken you? And Tamlin is like, yeah, I don't want to be in that position anymore.
She should just stick to wedding planning. She should not do this.
Yeah.
She needs to retire.
Yeah.
Or just grow your business as wedding planning.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So Feyre overhears this and she gets angry and she
breaks,
shapeshifts, like claws out of her hands. Because like all of this, whatever is inside her, it's getting triggered. It's like, trying to protect her. Lucian sees this and like he's like, how long have you been able to do that? She's like, this is the first time I've been able to conjure claws. So he's like, okay, I will talk to Tamlin. Like now Lucian is like, I realize I will talk in your favor.
Yeah, it's better for her to control her powers.
To learn how to control it.
Yeah, learn how to control it. rather than like popping out claws in front of like a random high lord.
Exactly.
So, you know, grow awareness that you have it and learn to control it.
Yeah.
So that you don't like suddenly do something, you know?
Yeah. And Ayanthe also like, oh, why don't you, just do a small wedding ceremony? Like, we don't have to do the whole wedding thing anymore. And Tamlin is like, no, I talked to her, like, we need to, like, Tamlin also doesn't want to get married right now, and like he's trying to wait for Feyre to be okay with it. And Feyre is like, maybe it's not the right time to get married because the mating bond hasn't kicked in. So in this world, people are like how we call soulmates. People here, like the fairies, are called mates. So there's like one perfect person for everyone. And if you find your mate, like the bond clicks in, like you can feel it. It's like a thread or a bridge between you.
An invisible string
Tying you to me. Yes. Exactly. So she's waiting for the mating bond to click between her and Tamlin, because she's like, oh yeah, I know we are meant to be and all of that. Before that happens, I don't want to either get married or start popping kids and all of that. And Tamlin, I think, also wants to do it, and like he wants to make sure, because Tamlin's parents were mates, but they didn't love each other. Rhysand's parents were mates, but again, they didn't love each other. So Feyre is like, at least there's love here. The mating bond will click in place.
Oh, so mating bonds can happen even when you don't love each other?
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
It's just like God has made you two to be together. They don't care if you love each other or not.
I have a problem with that.
Yeah, it is problematic. It is problematic. Finding a mate with somebody you are in love with is the perfect this thing, right? But a mating bond is like an arranged marriage in this world.
Oh, so someone creates it? But
No,
I thought you
no.
like feel it.
Yeah, you feel it, but like
Okay.
it's God-given.
God-given. But you're not happy.
No. But you can't escape it either. You can't break it.
Oh. So when it clicks, it's done.
It's done. You're destined to be with that person forever and ever.
So
like
you're either
years.
destined to be happy or destined to be miserable. Honestly, maybe that's like cyclic karma or something.
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows? I don't really know.
Yeah.
Why are they having these problems? Do we have enough of them in the human world?
Yeah. So after all of this happens, Tamlin is gone for like a week straight, and because some disturbance is happening somewhere in his territory. And then he comes back. He doesn't tell Feyre where he's going, what is happening. He just leaves. He comes back after 8 days. And then she's like, where were you? How are you? And all of that. He's like, I'm fine, but there's something else happening. I have to go again. And then he takes Lucien with him, and Feyre is like, no, please don't leave me here. I want to go with you. Tamlin is like, no, it's not safe for you. Please stay. And Lucien is like, just listen to him. Stay. We're going to be back soon. But she's like, I can hide myself. I won't be a problem. Just let me go with you. She's begging for help. She's begging
Where's
leave.
Tamlin going?
Somewhere towards the western border of his territory, where there's some disturbance. Like he has to go deal with it. And Feyre is like, I just need to leave this house. I'm dying here. Please let me go.
Yeah.
And then Lucien is like, be patient with him, Feyre, please. And they run away. And Tamlin locks her inside the house. Like the doors are open, but he creates a shield that she can't cross. He literally locks her inside that house.
Oh my
and
God.
That's when Feyre completely loses it. She starts screaming, and she tries to winnow out of it, like, transport, but she doesn't know how to do it. So she is just like breaking down, crying. She's covered herself in like darkness and wind and air and fire and ice. Like all her powers are just manifesting, trying to protect her. And like the fire is so hot, the ring melts off of her finger.
Thank God.
Then she realizes that somebody is like picking her up, and Alice is talking to somebody, and Alice is like, take her with you, please take care of her. I will handle whatever happens here, just take her away from here. So Mor has come to rescue Feyre. Because of this outburst, Rhysand saw or felt whatever was happening. Like he sensed that she's in danger, she's in distress, and like he saw whatever happened, and he sent Mor to come rescue Feyre. So Mor comes into the house, like breaks the shield, because Mor is also very powerful.
Yeah.
She breaks the shield, picks up Feyre, goes, like walks her out of the Springcourt territory, and then Rhysand is waiting somewhere else, and then he's like, did you do everything by the book? Because I can't be the one to steal her away. That will let Tamlin like rage war on us, because I'm not supposed to steal another High Lord's anything, right? A bride or whatever.
Yeah.
So Moira's like, don't worry, I walked in, nobody saw me. She doesn't mention Alice. And then he takes her to the Night Court.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I feel so bad for her. And how stupid is it, because she's unprotected too?
Yeah.
Knowing that she has powers, so like it's better that she's close with Tamlin and Lucian. Do they not like think about all of this?
No.
Because like a shield, so she can't leave, but have they thought about people breaking and entering before?
They didn't, like, because Tamlin put up a shield, like, since he's the High Lord, nobody else can break into the house except Mor, because Mor is equally powerful.
Okay.
So because she is, thousands of years old and all of that,
Yeah.
she is powerful enough to break the shield.
Wow. This poor
So she rescues
girl.
Feyre. And now Feyre is in the Night Court.
She better not go back. I don't think she will.
We shall find out in the next episode.
Okay. If this episode piqued your interest and you want to pick up the book to meet us where we left off, we ended this episode at around chapter 12. See you in the next episode.